What's happening, YouTube? Cowboy here, and welcome back to another Heroes of the Storm strategy showcase. And today we're going to be taking a look at Arthas. Now, Arthas is a melee warrior, in my opinion, one of the better melee warriors in the game. In general, you have two kinds of melee warriors, and we're going to classify them as tanks and bruisers. So, you take Diablo, for example. Diablo I would consider more of kind of your standard tank. He can get up there, he lasts a long time, he's really resilient, and he just kind of pisses everybody off. ETC is another really good example of that. And then you have more of like the bruiser type tanks, which I would say stuff like Muradin, Sonya, and while they still have the tanky capacity, they're better overall in my opinion about getting up in the enemy's face and just kind of being a big nuisance while doing damage. And I really like Arthas because I feel Arthas can kind of fulfill both of those roles at the same time, having a lot of damage potential for both sieging and heroes, and at the same time really being resilient. So to take a quick look at the hero info, first up we have Death Coil, which deals damage to a target or heals Arthas. And this is a fantastic ability. Early in the game it gives you a lot of sustain. When you're chasing heroes, you can use this to help secure kills. It's just an awesome ability hands down. Moving on from there we have Howling Blast, root damage enemies in an area. A really good ability, but it does take a little bit of finesse to use, as the root only happens at the impact point. So you do gotta be kind of skillful in your Howling Blast, and an enemy that's rather resilient can juke it. So I usually use it in a chase when we're all fighting, just because people usually don't have the wherewithal to notice it and juke it at that point. But 1.5 second root, moderate damage, decent ability. Moving on from there, Frozen Tempest. Damage and slow nearby enemies, drains mana while active. And this is the ability that makes Arthas such a pain in the ass in battle, because he gets all up in everyone's face and he's doing constant damage to them while slowing them. And it's a very minor slow, but it stacks up to 30%. And then when you can get those stacks up on the target and it's at 30%, it makes it very hard for them to escape. Moving on from there, we have our final ability with Frostmourne Hungers. Activate to empower his next attack and restore mana on a hit. Overall, a great ability, gives you a lot of mana sustain in lane, and just a good one to have. A lot of particular talents that can help boost this even further as well. So as for our heroic abilities, two big choices here with very different uses, but I consider them both to be viable. Summon Sindragosa, which you summon her down, she flies down, freezes enemies in place, and the biggest benefit is freezing the minions and the structures. Minions, which are frozen for 10 seconds, and structures, which are frozen for 20. And when I say frozen, it's kind of the equivalent of what happens when you collect 3 tributes in Cursed Hollow. It makes it so the structures can't attack at you, which if you have a very aggressive team and you're trying to push past and siege the base very fast, it's an amazing ultimate for that. The other choice of cards is Army of the Dead, which you summon a bunch of ghouls, they'll attack your enemies, and additionally you can sacrifice the ghouls for healing. And I'd say overall Army of the Dead is probably the better ultimate for teamfight, because not only are you providing damage to your team in the form of all these little minions, you're also giving yourself a lot of sustainability by being able to sacrifice them. So overall they're both very good choices. It really just depends on the type of playstyle you're going to be doing in the game you're in, and what your team's doing. If you're a very, very active team fight team, you're going to be better off with the Army of the Dead. If your team is actively pushing lanes a lot, you're going to be better off with Sindragosa. So either way, let's jump into a match. Like I said, really big fan of Arthas. He's, in my opinion, probably one of the most iconic heroes in the Warcraft universe. I mean, when people think of World of Warcraft, I'd say Arthas is a pretty big name. Arthas and Illidan are probably the two ones that come to mind immediately, for me at least. It's got some good lore as well. Either way, Haunted Mines, really, really good map for Arthas in my opinion. I feel that he can collect skulls quite easily, and you can, you're actually very good with either ulti on this map. Having the Army of the Dead will help you in the big fights that happen down in the mines. Sindragosa will help freezing the towers during the golem pushes to let you just crap all over them. So we'll see how this pans out. Like I said, I'll usually make my decision based on my team comp. If we don't have any type of healing, I'll usually go for Army of the Dead, that way to give myself a little bit more sustainability. Otherwise, if we got that healing to assist, Sindragosa all the way, baby. So, Uther, Nazeebo, Arthas, Tyrande, Sonya, against the Tassadar, Stitches, Thrall, Felstad, Tychus. The other team doesn't have shit really. So for the first talent here, Honestly, the only one I ever take is Eternal Hunger. I've never been a really big fan of block, and Frost Presence, not going to really need the 3 seconds on that. I mean, it's already at 12 seconds, and you're going to use it to secure kills, not spam it in battle. And Generation Master, also kind of an inconsequential talent, simply because of the fact that you already have a ton of self-sustain as Arthas, so increasing the mana you're going to get is just, you know, that's nice. Because you have plenty of health sustain. Your mana, however, can be a problem if you're not constantly using Frostmourne. It's going to be me and Trande up top, probably. Oh no, she might be going. Now, if we want to do this, there's the Stitches. They know we're here. Don't do it, Trande. Don't do it. Back up. Back up. Let's not fight this. Oh, man, maybe we're gonna. It's too late now. Let's fight. We're doing it, baby.
A hero has rejoiced.
Boom! Get that kill. And that's Death Coil taking care of business. That's a triple kill, ladies and gentlemen. Woohoo! 3 and out. So, like I said, you can also use the Death Coil on yourself to heal up. The other big thing, you should really aim to use Frostmourne pretty much on cooldown if you can. You always want to get that mana coming back to you.
Torment.
Probably the hardest thing about Arthas, in my opinion, is getting really good with toggling your Frozen Tempest, because anytime a fight's going down, it's a great ability to have up, but at the same time, you don't just want to let it tick away willy-nilly, you know? You want to try to conserve your mana as much as possible with it, so you only really want to have that on when the fight is happening. 4 of them up here.
Torment
A hero has
So for our next talent, I like to go for increasing the damage done with Frostmourne. Our other choices, superiority, not really needed for the push because we can already use towers, and reducing the cost on Frost Tempest, also not necessary once you get competent at toggling.
long last.
A hero has rejoined the battle.
Need the help.
Your injuries are severe. Head to a healing fountain.
Gotcha, bitch.
Triple kill.
Man, we are playing this really, really well right now.
Killing spree.
Bit of self-healing.
So be it.
A hero has abandoned the battle.
Probably finish off
A
that fight,
hero
'cause
has rejoined the battle.
oh, and boom on the Tassadar. Very, very nice. So overall, doing really well right now. Top hero damage, top XP contribution. You're doing an excellent job at nailing those freezes on the enemies. Nope, 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 nope. Yes! I'm gonna go down, but I'm taking Felstad with me.
Ha! A good fight!
Before the one true king. At
There
long
goes Stitches.
last.
Choose a talent.
Got
A
it
hero
wrapped up.
has abandoned the battle. Rise, golems, rise!
So for our next talent, pretty much the only choice I'm ever going to do here is going to be Brood Tap. That's going to really help your health sustain. You're not going to really have to worry at all about, I mean, you'll still have to Death Coil yourself occasionally, but Brood Tap is going to allow you to basically solo Merc camps, as you can see here. And I'm a really big fan of boosting Frostborn Hungers, so you might be going, well, why isn't he taking Obliterate or Frost Strike? And honestly, Frost Strike you don't really need, simply because of the fact that the 40% slow isn't really going to be necessary, since we already have the slow in effect from, we already have the slow coming in from Frozen Tempest, which stacks up to 30%. An extra 10% slow, which is kind of inconsequential there. And honestly, the area damage on Obliterate, which can be nice, honestly, while it's an alright ability, it's just outshadowed by Brood Tap. I mean, you're not going to be able to beat the fact that every third attack you're getting a straight healing. That's just too powerful in my opinion. Especially if you play a very aggressive Arthas like I do, this really gives you the mana sustain, not the mana sustain, but the health sustain that you need. That Thrall. Breaking this down, so I need to get out of here quick. Man, the Death Coil almost got me there. And now we're going to go for Sindragosa, which is going to allow us to really break down the pain in a second. A little bit of mana. Oh, you fucking cocksucker. Damn it. That would have been brutal if I got it off then. I don't think we really have the mana to stay and fight this, but the freeze is out, baby. As you can see, all the stuff now is frozen. We're gonna just help Tronde get out of here. Get them nice and slow. Looks like they're gonna pull back. So time to go back to base. Mana and health up. No, you don't, Stitches. How we looking? Alright, still pretty high on hero damage, good amount of siege damage. Did a damn good job. This is what makes Arthas so much fun for me, though. You have that resilient nature that comes with being a tank. At the same time, you can really pack a punch if played correctly. It's just a fantastic hero to have in fight, so we're going to go after this Felstad. Nuke him out. Felstad has a lot of right-click potential if it left it alone. I'm not a fan of that. Do something here.
More bones for the mines.
Can't do it
My
solo.
death carries me.
Oh wait, there's the witch doctor. Gotcha, Thrall. That useless salty out of here. Put them in place so I can escape. Oh, I healed myself.
The dead rise.
Ooh, boy.
Heroes, dare you enter the mine?
Gotta head back to base. That was a close one. You can see how the Death Coil literally saving my ass right there. Really great ability.
Indeed.
Gather skulls and empower your golem.
Torment awaits.
They're moving really quick on skulls. It's not good. So for our next talents, a couple potential choices here. With this particular team, I'm going to take Relentless. Oh no. Oh no! Damn it. They were busy chasing Felstad. That's So just to quickly analyze the talents here, honestly, the only one I wouldn't consider is Biting Cold, just because the extra bonus damage you'll get on Frozen Tempest is kind of consequential. You know, it's going to be an extra, right here, 78 damage, so you're getting an extra 40 damage a second, which is kind of just meh, to be honest. Drill of Frost can be quite good if you're just starting to learn Arthas, simply because nailing your Howling Blast can be pretty tricky. This makes it so that any enemies that it passes over will be affected by that, which is quite a good talent in and of itself. We're losing mines. So the two big considerations instead are going to be Relentless or Spell Shield. And usually I'll go for Relentless just because Arthas doesn't have the best mobility. So with that in mind, Relentless is going to help to reduce the CC effects on you. Whereas Spell Shield's another viable choice. I mean, it does help if you have a very new-cappy opponent team, but in this particular case, I'd rather have the CC reduction, considering, you know, there's stuns, there's mini stuns, there's grabs. A lot of bullshit on that team to deal with.
At long last.
Go along. Damn, that was rough. Rolling barely even made it past the gate. We almost got some damage to the keep. We really can't afford to lose mines. We have to take the next mines.
Abandoned the battle.
Head back real fast here.
A hero has rejoined the battle.
So for our next talent, a couple potential choices here. If you're just starting out with Arthas, Immortal Coil is a really good choice. It makes it so the self-heal is stronger, in addition to always healing, even if you attack an opponent with it, which means you don't have to decide what you want to do. Stone Skin, also really helpful because you gain that 30% shield. Honestly, I'm a big fan of Frostborn Feeds, mainly because of the fact that we got the 150% damage boost here and the 60 mana here, which will give me a nice little bit of extra mana generation as well as right click. And because I'm already so on top of the enemies, I go for that extra right click.
Finally.
Enemy slain. has abandoned the battle.
Get them skulls.
A hero has rejoined the battle.
Torment.
Man, they're just picking off the enemies as they come down. And meanwhile, Arthas just cleaning house on collecting skulls. Frozen Tempest is a fantastic ability to accomplish that. Another double crossborn. I'm able to two-shot a couple of those guys. You're dead.
Unworthy. This world
Killing spree.
end.
You can see the... And I don't know why. A lot of people aren't a fan of the double crossbow attacks. And honestly, I like it a lot, especially when you have the extra mana coming up from Frostborn and the bonus damage. Because as you can see, that's allowing me to basically indefinitely sustain my mana.
And destroy
Especially
your
even with
enemies.
just keeping Frost Tempest on the entirety of the fight. As long as I'm getting those hits, my mana isn't, it's not dropping at all. Kill theirs real fast here, while our golem just races to their base. Some really good siege damage.
The summoning is complete.
Freezing everything.
Efforts of
That hunter golem is fucking giving it to him dirty.
Destroy.
Excuse me. We probably should have just pushed with the team, or pushed with the hunter golem, but we do have the ability to freeze their towers on command, so not a major situation, to be honest. But the golem still made it up to the core, it looks like.
continue on.
There goes the freeze! See, this is why I love Sindragosa so much. Like I said, you really do have to have a very aggressive team for it to work well. But if you have that team that's playing aggressively, we can do that because we have the healing. You know, being able to freeze the keep like this for 20 seconds, that's fucking huge. That's 20 seconds that keeps not doing damage to us. And of course, for the upgrade, absolute zero Sindragosa. If you didn't go Sindragosa, Legion of Northrend, hands down. I like them both a lot more than both Heart and Shield and Rewind. They have no structures.
Shall we breathe the darkness?
So be it.
Maybe I'm gonna grab these golems real fast, just because those will push the core while we're in the mines. Alright, collecting skulls. Doing a decent job at it too. I don't think it'll matter though. I got those siege units. They're going to be heading on into their core. This is going to make it so they have one less they can actually collect skulls with. That's the double kill. They're down now. We're going to be able to clean up all the rest of the skulls. Grab the little camps real fast. You got Tychus up there pretty much having to spot those siege units. Remember, always mount, guys. That's another thing. I see a lot of people, and this is obviously something that people are just going to take getting used to with it being very different from vegan dirt, obviously, but always use your mount. If you're going more than a couple feet, take the mount, man, because that extra movement speed is huge. And this is the game, I think. Yeah, this is the game. Not a single structure in their base.
Shall suffer.
This is gonna be the GG right here.
A hero has abandoned the battle. The golems return. Yours is far more powerful.
Freeze, bitches! You put me in his belly, but it don't matter.
A hero has abandoned the battle. A hero has rejoined the battle.
And this core's going down.
More bones.
That's the GG. So overall, not too bad. 114,000 siege, 38,000 heroes. So I was second in both categories, only outdone by a Nazebo, which is pretty good, considering I'm a warrior. But anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Like I said, Arthas is a really awesome warrior. Definitely my favorite out of the current warriors available. I really like him a lot. So give him a try. Let me know what you guys think. We'll see you next week with more Heroes of the Storm.